And so they're passing by, parading by, the people are going by, and he sees a particular individual. And don't you think that was a meaningful moment as they're passing by and he's looking each one of these men in the eye? Go on, it's good, all right. He's looking at each one of them. Thank you, brother. We're going to be all right. We're going to leave, but it's going to be okay. But he finds one guy. There's one individual, and I love this guy, Ittai. It says in verse 19, then the king said to Ittai the Gittite, why will you also go with us? Return and remain with the king, for you're a foreigner and also an exile. Return to your own place. You came only yesterday, and shall I today make you wander with us while I go where I will? Return and take back your brothers. Mercy and truth be with you. So he sees this Ittai, and isn't this wonderful? He knows his sheep. And he recognized Ittai, and he said, you just showed up a couple days ago. You didn't sign up for this. You signed up. You just came recently and you wanted to be a part. I was king then, and now I'm being rejected, and now I'm leaving. Go back home. He's saying the foxes have holes, the birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. Listen, you didn't sign up for this. You don't have to go with me. If you don't want to, go back home where there's safety. Go back home where there's the king, and you don't have to go with me. But just know, if you're going with me, I don't even know where I'm going to get in my next meal. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm going to live. I don't know what I'm going to have to eat. David will not force anybody to go with him. He will not coerce anybody. He will not threaten anybody to follow him. And he looks at this guy and he says, if you don't want to go, you don't have to go. Boy, in so many ways that I read this again, David's beginning to picture before us again King Jesus. And does Jesus force any of us to go with him? Does he coerce any of us? Does he threaten us? You read the Gospels, and Jesus was constantly telling people, do you really want to follow me? You really want to go with me? Because the foxes have holes, the birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. You know what you're signing up for? You really want to go? Well, look at Ittai. Look at his response. Verse 21, but Ittai answered the king and said, as the Lord lives, he says, so help me God. He's taking an oath. And as my Lord the king lives, surely wherever my Lord the king may be, whether for death or for life, there also your servant will be. Does that remind you of anybody in the Old Testament who was a foreigner, a Moabite? And Naomi said to her mother-in-law, you don't need to go with me. Go back home. I don't have anything to give you. Can't give you a husband. I can't even get a husband. It's going to be tough. It's going to be rough. And Orpah said, I'm out. That's all I need to hear. But do you remember there was one lady who said what? No, I'll go with you. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God. And where you're buried, I'll be buried. I'm with you no matter what comes.